Hey, everybody, welcome to Lunch and Learn. I'm really excited about this topic. And what we're talking about today is what's called an upfront contract. So, an upfront contract is something that I learned about in more traditional sales. And really, it works with anything. It works with not just sales related activities. It works with your kids. It works with your spouse. It works with this entire subject is something that is going to span far past plexus. So learning this is a really quality idea because it helps you naturally set expectations by eliciting participation in the other person. Okay. So what this looks like is this, like, if we are talking about let's use a non-sales or non purchase related thing. And I'm working with Dina and we're working in a coaching capacity. And I'm like, hey, Dina, I love what we're doing. I just want to set expectations that if we get to a place where you're canceling, two times in a row of our coaching, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that this is not something we're able to prioritize together. And we'll go ahead and wait until the right time. Does that make sense to you? Right? And Dina's going to say, oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. An upfront contract is basically kind of setting expectations for if circumstances change. Okay. And here's how it would work with products, right? Hey Elaine, I'm so excited about you starting the triplex. Okay, I'm so very excited. I want to make sure that you and I are on the same page and that you're going to let me know when your products get there, number one. And number two, if during your journey you have any issues, I want to make sure that you'll come to me. Elaine, will you come to me before, feeling like you're on your own or kind of stopping and doing your own thing? Would you come to me first so that we can brainstorm or troubleshoot together? Okay. And Elaine is going to say, oh, yeah, perfect. This is kind of a space where we're able to, a lot of times when I work with, you know, leaders that are, are my level ones or anybody that I'm coaching, I'll hear something like, oh my God, they didn't tell me when their products got there, or they're having so many issues. And, they said they were going to post, they never did it, things like that. Right. These are normal things. None of what you're experiencing is because you're doing something wrong. Okay? All you can work on is your part. And what I look at when I like to weave in an upfront contract, it's because I want to cover my patukas, right? For in the future, right? I want to know that I've said everything I need to say. Here's another example. Maybe you guys talked about this. You talked about a bigger pack of products. You really when you shared the products with them, you thought, well, yeah, they need the triplex, but they also need ease. They also need this. They also need that. This is what I like to say. Hey, it is totally fine. I love that you want to start with a lower pack. That I get it. I understand. But I want us to agree that in month three, we're going to really talk about adding in ease. So I'm going to be bringing it up in your second month because I want to make sure that I'm serious about what this is going to do for you. And I personally think it would be, it would be super sad if like you were just taking the triplex and we have some other things to offer you and we didn't get to weave it in. So is that fair? Are you okay with me bringing this up in the second month so that we can really talk about what this would do, for you in the future? An upfront contract protects the future conversation. Okay? It protects the future conversation. So what really happens is, I mean, obviously with kids, right? It's like, hey, I want to make sure that we understand, like leaving their stuff on the ground, leaving their stuff on the ground. Hey guys, I see that we're having an issue with this. And when you put stuff on the ground, it kind of makes me feel like you don't care about it. So I'm gonna, this is fine, but the next time it's on the ground for more than 48 hours, I'm gonna think it's time for that to go in the trash. Do we understand? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like you're basically setting, you're laying out the circumstance and you're setting the opportunity for your future action, right? but really the upfront contract, what I really, really like is utilizing it in like, hey, if you experience any issues, do I reserve the right? And another one I always do, always. They get started, blah, 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 blah. At some point in onboarding, I say to them, listen, Jody, I love this for you. I feel so excited about this for you. But I'm going to tell you, we have 25 products and infinite combos. So can I reserve the right to one, troubleshoot with you for the first 60 days, and two, potentially recommend something else as we see how your body responds to this? Because all I can do is based on what you're telling me, and I know that what you're telling me is accurate, right? But we're both just doing our best. So can I reserve the right to be able to make some changes for you if I feel that's necessary in the future? And they always say yes. Because what it does is, I think what I used to feel, I won't project, what I used to feel is that, I send them on perfect example is this GLP-1 combo or this Slim and Trim combo, right? A lot of people love it. They're like, this is my everything. I'm dropping, it's like it's hot and I'm the sexiest I've ever been and I'm amazing, right? But then the other people are like, I've never been so bloated in my life. I feel like people are going to ask me, when are you due? Okay, seriously. So what we have to do is we have to say we reserve that right, especially in a combo. Like we know balance is a great product for a lot of people, but some people, I won't say 50%, I don't know the percentage, but a percentage of people have digestive issues, have gut health issues, and that product is just kind of tough for them. So that's where an upfront contract is absolutely perfect. Another time is dealing with detox on triplex with people who have a lot of issues going on. What you want to say is, hey, listen, I love this for you. Everything I've recommended, and a lot of times people will come to us and say, oh, I saw that gut health. I need gut health, right? Or I need GLP-1. I want to come off this shot. I need this, I need this, I need this. So we're going to give them what they want, right? Even if we kind of wrestle with them, ultimately we can offer them like, hey, I love that you're going to start GLP-1, but I want to reserve the right to really troubleshoot with you if you're not loving it in the first 60 days. Okay? Can we make some changes? I feel like we skip this step or we don't know to do this step. And you might be watching this the first time and be like, I didn't even know this was a thing. So, listen, it's okay. This has helped me show up in a way that I'm able to say everything I want to say and not be worried about losing the sale. Okay? I'm able to say, hey, I love you just starting with Slim and Metaburn. Love this for us. But because of what you said about having rheumatoid arthritis, what I know is X, Y, and Z. These are the products that need to come into play. I feel like in month 3 or in month 2, whenever you're ready, I want to start really talking about incorporating gut health. Are you open to this conversation in the future? They're not going to say no. You have laid the foundation that more is coming for them. They can always say no in the future, but this is a really important thing to start to master because it allows you to say the things. And I know when I started, I was like, I just want to make the sale. Like I just want them to sign on the dotted line. Like I want to hit my goals and I want to be good at this and I want people to trust this. But mostly what I've learned is when I held back and didn't say what I wanted to say, that will come back up, right? There's always a reason we get an intuitive download that I need to talk to this person about gut health. I need to say something about the reset. I need to do this. And sometimes we don't do it because we're like, slam this in. Slam dunk this. I'm ready to earn my remarkable tablet. I'm ready to do this. Sadly, I'm not, this is just human nature. I'm not judging this. I think that sometimes we don't just take the extra step, slam them in, but then take that extra step and say, listen, I love this for you to start. Always sharing excitement. I love this for you. Here's what I want to leave room for. I want to leave room for me to bring up gut health to you because I feel like some of the things you've shared are that's going to be really important in your journey. And I want to leave room to troubleshoot because what I don't want is for you to take this system for 2 weeks, have some kind of a off day with it and quit. I don't want that for you, Lori, because I want you to hit your goals. I want you to feel good. Okay, Lori, is that okay with you if we hold space for any changes we need to make or pivot through? Are you good with that? Lori's going to say, "Yeah." Who wouldn't want someone to be in the trenches with them like that? This is a no-brainer. I use it with my kids. I use it with my ex-husband. I use, you know what I mean? Like, obviously not with Plexus products, but it's like, hey, if I, then if I do this or if this happens, then this, right? We lay out what could happen. Hey, if at any point you feel like this isn't for you, will you come to me so that we can talk about it and we can tease through any of your concerns, right? Another very simple one is, hey, if I give you what to say on social media, will you post it today? Right? If I, will you? Right? This doesn't work for dogs. Maybe it does. Some dogs are smart. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if I do X, X, and X, can I count on you to do X, X, and X? And if not, right? And if you feel like that's not in alignment, can we talk about if this is the right fit for you? Right? That's a little bit more abstract, higher level. But the upfront contract protects you big time. And we need to do that because here's what happens is you will lose a sale or you will lose retention based on things you're not willing to say at the beginning. 100%. You'll get that sale, but they hit they're constipated and you told me it was going to work and it's not working, or they're constipated. They never tell you anything that is going on and they're like, I had to go to the ER. I had Nikki, who's a nurse, had somebody with this. And she's like, why didn't you tell me this so I could troubleshoot? And it's not Nikki's fault. Guys, that's common sense, right? This protects you from the humanness of the other person. Okay. So that is my spiel on this. I love this. And I feel like it's one of those extra added layers that's going to help you as a human being, as a sales professional, really cut down on your confusion later. Because when we set an upfront contract, and they falter on the upfront contract, we can go back and say, hey, girl, this is why I said that to you, baby. This is why I asked you that because I was afraid when we do gut health, sugar, we don't know how your body's going to react. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. Okay. And so I think it allows you to leave room for the reality of starting products in a body that is brand new. We just don't know. We don't know if somebody is going to like get bloated and very uncomfortable with balance, with this. Here's another, this is like a little science lesson, but the reason that people get backed up when they start the triplex is because those little microbes want to stay in your body. They will fight. They will lock up your bowel. They will do the things. So we have to come in and say, hey, I don't know what's going to happen with you on these products, but I've got tools in my toolbox. Don't worry, but I can't help you unless I know. So do you promise me that the minute that you're feeling a certain way, you'll let me know. I'm going to be checking in regularly, okay? But if you have a problem and you start to feel uncomfortable, I want to know that you're going to come to me and you're not going to feel like it's because the products don't work. Can we agree to that, Elaine? Can we agree, Jody, that we'll do that? And they're going to say yes. And if they don't, you fall back on the upfront contract. It's amazing to do it in writing. Just saying. I love a voice clip, but it's a good thing to do it in writing. Okay? All right. I'm going to stop recording and we'll be able to ask questions.